Continuing with our coverage of the G20 as we lead into the summit later this week, the G20 Summit in India is clouded with speculation. High on agenda are amid security issues looming over the bloc. In the spotlight are two countries in security-related matters that have vast ramifications for the world. We're of course talking about Russia and China. Our next report tells you more. Take a look.
The countdown for the two-day summit in New Delhi has begun. The 20-strong alliance has a mountain of issues to work through. Key being a range of geopolitical uncertainties and border issues that concern the bloc. In the eye of the storm are two member nations, Russia and China. But the leaders from both the countries will not be in attendance at the G20 meet. Beijing's territorial ambitions have ruffled quite a few feathers, from the rough waters of South China Sea to the icy heights of Himalayas. China wants a piece of many of its neighboring nations. What surprised many was China's hostility towards the G20 host nation. While days before the mega summit, Beijing came out with a map showing Indian territories as its very own. New Delhi was obviously miffed, but Beijing officially claims that all is well with the neighbor.
China and India relations remain stable, on the whole with dialogue and communication maintained at all levels. We believe that the improvement and development of China-India relations is in line with the common interests of the two countries and their people.
However, India is not the only country that has serious issues with China's aggressive and false territorial claims. China shares its borders with 14 neighboring countries, and it has land disputes with almost all of its neighbors. But that's not all. China's diplomatic ties with the United States have broken down over the former's military dominance in the South China Sea. China's claim over Taiwan's territory and looming threat of invasion has also caused ripples of concern. But there is another elephant in the room that the group of 20 needs to address: the Russia-Ukraine war. Over 18 months into the war, the world remains divided over its position on Moscow's invasion of Kiev. The West is in a staunch support of Ukraine, sending an unending stream of weapons and aid to help Kiev push the Russians back. With world's most powerful leaders gathering, the summit could be the best platform for a dialogue to end the war in Ukraine. But with no Putin in the room and even Xi shying away, there is no whiff of peace in the air. The Indian Prime Minister has maintained that this is not an era of war, and the blame game over Europe's worst conflict since World War II could again prove to be stumbling block in a joint statement. New Delhi clearly has to walk on the diplomatic tightrope as it wants to keep the Russians close while sitting alongside the Americans, with Chinese watching from the sidelines. Bureau Report, WION World is One.